Hi everybody, I'm Jill Blanchette with Green Thumb Stampers. I'm here with my third card from the Sending Good Thoughts Paper Pumpkin Kit from July of 2022. I'm going to show you this card, and it will use one of the Fresh Freesia cards from the kit. It will use your leftover coral from the last card, and it will use one of the white circles with the Fresh Freesia line in the center of them from the kit. Alright, so I've got a piece of white that is 3 3/4 by 5 that we're going to use to stamp on. So we're going to use the little seahorse from the kit, and I'm going to start with some Pacific Point ink, and I'm just going to stamp a few of the seahorses. I'm going to bring this paper into. I'm going to stamp a few of the seahorses around on the bottom, and I'm going to do a full strength, and then I'm going to randomly do a lighter one. I'll do a full strength, and then random place I'll do a lighter one. And I'm just going to do that all over in some kind of, random fashion. I'm going to call that good. I'm going to clean it, and I'm going to move on to my Bermuda Bay ink, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to stamp them in full strength and then not. Full strength and not. And I'm going to intertwine them kind of in with the other blue ones somewhat. I think that might be good. If I get, I guess I'll do one more over there. Then I'm going to clean it off. Did you ever notice random, when you try and do something randomly, you can't do it too random. It always ends up to be all strategically planned out, but in my mind I'm going to do it randomly. So now I'm coming in with Fresh Freesia, and I'm going to do the same thing. Some full strength, oops, I just stamped off, for some full strength and some not so full strength. And I think we're going to call that good, actually. Yeah, I'm going to call that good. I don't want to get too many in there. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze my ink pad to get some ink into the lid. Now if you have weak hands, squeezing that might not be the best alternative for you. So you can squeeze some of the re-inker onto your block, and then do this technique from there as well. But I've just got an aqua painter, one of the old style ones, and I'm going to squeeze a little bit of it out so that I muddy this ink up, pool it up, and then I'm just going to put down, I gotta find my spare piece of paper, which I don't have. Where'd it go? I'll have to use this one. Hope that it works. So I'm going to put a scrap piece of paper down, and then I'm just going to flick. I'm flicking against my fingernail. Then I'm going to move my paper down just a little bit, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to also pull in a towelette thing, like a paper towel, a Kleenex. This happens to be one of those fun like wipes for the bathroom, like an alternate to using a towel. It's a throwaway hand towel, I guess. I think Kleenex might make them. It's really good. I've used it for, I keep sopping up the water in these things with it, and it's still in good shape. It's not falling apart, so I'm liking that. Alright, so I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to squeeze a little water into the lid. muddy it up. And now I need another piece of paper that I could put over the top. Just I want to keep kind of the spray of each color in its like own zone. And I'm just flicking it across there. And then we'll turn this paper to do the Pacific Point on the bottom. Yeah, it's just not a good idea to leave all that water in the lid of your ink pad. So now I'm going to muddy up the Pacific Point and flick it against my finger like that. I don't think I'm in the frame. Hopefully the rest were. And I can clean that out later. I'm gonna sop up my water. This will be a somewhat messy technique. You will have a colored finger. If you want to put on rubber gloves or find another way of flicking the ink, that that works too. But now that I've flicked all the colors that associate with the seahorse that I put down, it's ready to complete. So what I did was I laid this at an angle, and then I just cut off the piece that I need. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a strip off. Hopefully that'll be wide enough. I'm going to put a little bit of ink, or not ink, glue on the back of my card base. And then, as you can see, this is a light to dark, so I don't know if you want the darker showing at the top and the light down at the bottom. It might stand out more. Or you might go with the light at the top down to the dark at the bottom. Your call. I think I'm going to do this one. The first one I did with the light at the top. I'm going to do the dark at the top this time. And then you're just going to put that on there at an angle. And then you're going to adhere this. I just want to make sure it's going to fit on the card. And yes, I'm going to adhere it to the front. So cut that off. Cut those off straight across. I did glue this one flat to the card front. Might be cute popped up, but I popped up the sentiment. So you're going to adhere this all the way over to the edge. So just try and center that on the card front. Like that. You've got your little circle. I picked one of the sentiments from the stamp set. Wishing you all the best. And I used the Bermuda Bay ink. Looks kind of center. Put a dimensional on this, or a couple of them if you want. And then take the coral that was left over from the last card, and we're just going to glue that on. So if you want to glue it on to the circle itself, or if you want to glue it on to the dimensionals, your choice. But what I did was I kind of went in and cut this so that I could manipulate where I wanted it. So it's kind of a little out there, I got a lot of it showing, but kind of wanted a lot of it showing. And maybe I don't want that much showing on that side. I can't get it. I wanted it way over to the edge, but it's not going to be able to go way over there with all that coral on there. So I'm going to put another dimensional down here at the bottom. I'll fix it. I'll show you. So I'm going to put another dimensional right in there where that coral is at, and then I'm going to kind of rip it and pull it down like that a little bit, and then I can get it closer to the edge where I want it. And there you have our third card. So this is the third card from the kit. It's another quick one. It's cute, and it gives you a little playtime with a couple, like the water painters and Stampin' Off and things like that. So I hope that you give this one a try as well, and I'll be back again with the last card from this kit.